Hello everyone and welcome back to another Forage Farms vlog. So recently we have been doing a bit of mowing and some raking and making some hay. Sorry I didn't make a video on it, I just didn't have enough time to do that. Hopefully we're going to be doing a bit more, and if I can, I'll get the camera out there and ready to go. So yeah, pretty much we're going to be baling it to make just sort of feed for the cattle and the sheep maybe. Also bedding for the sows that are having piglets, because they sometimes like to make their nest out of a bit of straw or hay, whatever we have. And also to put on our contours just to build a bit of ground cover and use something to help feed nutrients back into the soil. So we'll head down and have a look at some of the hay. It's actually, some of it's all right, some of it's pretty good. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so we're out in the paddock now. And this is it. This is one of the paddocks that we have mown. The other one is actually over there in the distance. You probably can barely really tell. It's just over there in the distance. And this was mown, this paddock here was mown about nearly a week ago. It's about 6 days from the day this was recorded. And then the paddock over there was mown about 10 days ago. So this one's gotten a bit wet. We had a bit of rain, about 20 mils or so that went onto it. So it probably won't be as good as this one. And this this mix here is a much better bit of hay. But since it rained, we've had some pretty warm weather, a few cloudy days. Today is really nice. I'll just check what the weather is actually right now. If I just check my phone, it's currently 26 degrees. So it's beautiful weather. Bit of wind, so it's nice hay drying weather. So we got to let it dry out a little bit, aiming to bale it tomorrow, bale it and get it in. We're still unsure about whether we're going to get some more done or not. And if you check, it's still a little dry. It's not too bad. It's a bit hard to tell with still need two hands to check it, but it's not too bad. And then if you check underneath, it's still there's still a little bit of moisture. You can't really tell from here, but you can still feel a little bit of moisture underneath. So it's all right. It probably should have probably been raked again, but so the way you can check is if you get the stems here, where there's a little, just check and make sure it's coming from the camera there, and you can bend that, and if it snaps when you bend it, you know it's pretty dry. This is really hard to do one-handed. That plane is very loud. I can't do this one-handed. Hang on. Alright, so if you get this and you go like that, it should snap if it's dry, and it's still got a bit of moisture in it. So still got a little bit to go in terms of drying, but another bit more hot day today and a bit of weather tomorrow. We'll probably try and aim to get it off in the afternoon. So it's had a time to dry because we get very heavy dews here in this part of Queensland. So the heavy dew actually puts a lot of moisture back into the hay, so you've got to wait until it all dries off again before you can bale it. But if you look at the swaths, they're pretty decent size around here. This is probably a little thinner than the other, a little thicker than the other paddock. It's a little bit thinner, probably because you've got a bit of moisture on it. But I'm hoping for maybe about 200 bales out of these two paddocks, which is probably a little more than we need, but it'll be fine. So yeah, like I said earlier, it'll be used for on the contours and for the animals. At this moment point, I'm planning to sell any just for our own use, and yeah, it's probably not the best quality either, because we didn't really sow anything. This was just what grows here. Down on the flats, but I have the other paddock, which we'll go over to in a minute, and I'll explain what we're going to plan to do once we get all baled up and off the paddock. All right, so now we're in the other paddock. This paddock's yeah, a bit older since older. What am I talking about? It's been a while since we cut this, and this hay is it's a little bit dry here. You can just tell, and then even underneath, it's pretty dry. It's a bit moist right down the bottom, but most of it on top is pretty dry still, which is good. And just before, Damon, our neighbour, has arrived to do some baling, a day earlier than I was expecting, but he said he was ready to go, and Dad seemed to think he was ready to go as well. So I came over here to tell you what our plan is for after we bale this. So we're going to bale it. What is it with these planes today? It is constant. So we're going to bale it, get it off, and then our plan was to actually direct drill it to winter crop. Wait for this plane to go away because you're not going to hear me. So we're going to plan to put on some winter crop. So a mix of oats, some wheat, barley, brassica, and then a whole bunch of other things to grow in here, and then we'll probably graze it with the cattle. And yeah, that's pretty much the plan. Anyway, yeah, that's it. There'll be another video soon. Keep an eye out. I don't know whether I might combine the two together when I've actually got to load some of the hay. But keep an eye out for a video anyway of me loading hay, and if we make some more, I'll do some more videos. So thank you guys for listening and watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.